And good morning everybody, and welcome to Walton-on-the-Naze. If you look behind me there, you can actually see the Naze Tower, and then our first composition is actually behind the camera, which is out there towards sea, and that's going to be a groin, which is going to be what I'm going to be shooting today. So I'm going to be doing my favourite genre, which is going to be fine art long exposure photography with a touch of minimalism. And so we'll be getting lots of nice detail in the groins and lots of smooth silky sea. So that's what we're going to be doing. Time check wise is it's 10 o'clock at the moment. It's taken me about 6 hours to get down here from home, but I'm down here for 2 or 3 days. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing the OC beach huts. On Tuesday I'm going to be doing the pin mill shipwrecks, if as long as the weather kind of holds, and again we'll be based it on the high tide. So at the moment it is 10 o'clock. High tide is going to be at 12:30. So we're here in good time there. So what I'm going to do is going to head down there now, get myself set up and get ready for this tide coming in. Okay, so we're down here now and we're already set up. I've got my phone on the top so you guys can actually see what I can see. I've got my Nikon Z9 camera ready to rock and roll. With that I've got my 24-120, which is my go-to lens for all my fine art photography basically. I don't tend to use the wide angle. The wide angle is actually on that camera there. And I think that's me ready to go. In the actual setup I've got the 10-stop filter on. I've actually got a polarizing filter in the back of there as well, and then I've got my new grad filter, which is this double grab filter there, which is working a treat. So I've just put that into there like so, and then we're ready to rock and roll. So I think what we're going to do first, I'll put you into camera and I'll let you have a quick peek. Okay, so you're now in camera there, so you can see the filter in there just kicking in there, working really well. Okay. What I've done, I've actually focused, I've actually got my lens racked right back to 24mm. As wide as I can basically, so I can get lots of background in there, so I can work with that later on. I'm going to put my focus point in the middle. I'm going to bring that down to this part of the groin here, which is like a third in. Let's focus on there. Got it. Let's zoom in and have a look at it. That's nice and sharp there. Let's go to the top and see if it's still sharp at the other end, and that looks sharp enough there, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good for focus, so we're ready to go there now. Let me have a look at my polarizing. You can see the sea. I'm just trying to get that sheen off the sea there. That'll do lovely. So I've actually got 30 seconds f11 and on low ISO, and my histogram looks good. If I go any faster on the ISO, you can see it blowing out there on the histogram, so I'm just watching the histogram to see where I can take it to, which is probably about there. So that's going to be ISO 64, f11 and 30 seconds, and we'll let that one go. Okay, so that's the 30-second exposure just done there now. I'm going to put you into camera and let you have a quick look at it. And that's coming in there now. There it is there. So let me just zoom in and check my focus point. Focus point looks absolutely fine there. That's lovely. Come back out of there and let's check my exposure, which is the important bit, and that's right on the very edge, but it's all in there and I should be able to get something from that there. That's looking pretty good there for the first shot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of here now and I'm going to try and do a 2-minute exposure. So we're going to have to change the ISO and the shutter speed, so I'm going to come back out of there, bring it back into camera, and you're now back in camera. So what I need to do is going to go to 60th and then 1/20th, so that's 2 stops. So I need to do my ISO. I can take that down by 1 stop, so I can go 1, 2, 3. That's 1 stop on the ISO, and I can take my aperture from f11 to f16, and then that should do the same again on that. So I'm going to let that one go again. So that's going to be 120, f16, ISO lowest, and off it goes. Okay, so that's the 2-minute exposure there done. I'm going to put you into camera and let you have a look at it. And you can see at the very top the sun's actually caught it there, but that's not too bad. Let's go into there nice and close. That looks not too bad there, and you can see where the sun's just catching the top of the filter there. That's how bright it is here. But that looks really nice. Nice soft water there, really soft water. So I think that's the first picture in there. Let's come back out of there. Let me just check my exposure. and my exposure is absolutely spot on for what I need to do there. That's lovely there, that's great. So that's pretty good to go. So I'm happy with that one there. I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go down there, go a little bit lower and shoot the groin from a 45-degree angle, and then we'll have a different composition. So off we go. And you're now back with me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift this bar slightly higher so it's actually above the top of the filter there. So I think that's probably what's happening. The light might be sneaking in through the top there. So let's just come above it slightly, and I think I'm going to go to their maximum. So that's not looking too bad. I'm going to bring you back in camera and let you have a quick look at it. And you're now back in camera there, so that's looking pretty good. Horizontals are absolutely spot on there. My filter is coming down to just on the very top there. That's as much as I can take that to there. That's lovely. So that's on the hard grad there. I like that. Okay, just check my focus point again. So let's just zoom into my focus point, bring that down to here, find a little bit of contrast down there and get a green box, which I do. Lock it on, pin sharp, love it, that's great. And that's me ready to go again. So I'm back at 24mm there. I've got my nice leading lines there. I've got a little line coming in from the front, and that's looking pretty good. So let that one go again. So that's going to be 30 seconds. I'm going to give this one a little bit longer this time. So I'll change my ISO and go up a little bit more. Watch the histogram go up a touch more, probably to about there. We'll give it to there. We'll see what happens there. So that's going to be ISO 64, 30 seconds, F11, and then we'll see what comes from that. Okay, so that's the 30-second exposure just taken there now. So what I'll do is I'm going to put you into camera and let you have a look at it. I'm going to press play and then stick it into camera, and it looks really, really nice. We've still got the flare problem, as you can see from the top there. I can just see at the very top, but it doesn't really matter. I'll take that flare out in Photoshop later on. There we go there. So let's zoom in there. Focus is pin sharp there. That's love it. That's nice. I love the colours and all that down there. Look really, really nice there. Let's go back to the boy at the end, see if it's all in focus. Yeah, that's all there. That's great. Excellent. I love that. Let's come back out. And let me just check my exposure. And my exposure is right on the very edge there, so that's almost a perfect exposure there, that is. So very happy with that one there. And I think what we're going to do now, we're going to go back on the other side of the groin, and hopefully we may be able to avoid this flare into the lens. So let's head over to the other side now. Okay, so I've moved over on the other side of the groin, on the opposite side. Tide wise, we're still about another 45 minutes before high tide, but it's certainly starting to move in there, and it's starting to get higher up there now, so it's looking pretty good. So once again, I'll put you into camera and let you have a quick look at what I'm looking at. There you go there, so that's not looking too bad. What I've done, I've still gone fairly wide, so I'm going to move into about here. So I'm shooting at about 50 mil basically. I'm leaving a bit of dead space, a bit of blank space on the right hand side to make it look a bit nicer on the pictures later on. Once again, I'm going to find my focus point. Just move that into the middle of one of these groins, just about here. Hit it there. Got it. Let's just check to see if it's in focus, which it is, pin sharp. Exposure wise, 30 seconds. Change my ISO, you can see it there on there, so that's looking pretty good there. So I think what I may do is I'm going to take this one to a minute, so I'm going to make my exposure a little bit darker. So I'll take my ISO down to 1, 2. That's gone down by 2, move my aperture up by 1, and then take my shutter speed the other way, which will give me a 60-second exposure, f13, and we'll let that one go. Okay, so that's the minute exposure there done there. So again, I'll put you into camera and let you have a look at that exposure. And we're now in camera there, so straight to the histogram, and we can see it's slightly underexposed because as soon as I took the picture, the sun went behind the clouds and it obviously got darker, and then it came back in at the end of it all. So we're battling with the elements as per normal. So anyway, that's not too bad, and I can work with that there. That's lovely. So let's come out of there, and then I'm going to go in close, have a quick check, see if it's sharp. That's beautifully sharp. I love the water, really nice soft water. Once you get up to a minute, 2 minutes, it starts looking really, really nice. That's great. Spot on there, and the clouds are obviously spot on there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come out of this, bring you back into camera now. Okay, and now we're rolling there. So first things first, I'm going to bring it down to, bring my ISO down a little bit. There we go, so bring my histogram up a touch there because the sun's come back out again. Okay, so this one at the moment, as you're looking through it now, is the hard grad. Now let me take that out and let me put on the soft grad and I'll show you the difference. So straight away the clouds are a bit more wishy-washy, not as strong, but I actually prefer going the other way. I think I prefer the hard grad. There you go, so it's a lot more on those clouds. So let's come back out of there. So I think that's that one done. I think what I may do, I'm going to pop down there and do a shot through this little gap here and then get the groin in the background, and we'll go and do another picture. Okay, so we're now actually just starting to get some nice soft lights. The clouds are just coming over the top now and we're getting some nice soft lights and it's working a treat. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to do this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you into camera and let you have a look at it. And I've just framed it up there, so my focus point is going to be, put it in the middle, let's move my focus point down to here, about there, and let's lock it onto there. Check my focus, that's lovely and sharp there. I wonder if the background is in focus even at the back there, so let's have a little quick look, you never know. Yeah, that's still in focus, that's pretty good to go. So let's have a look at that. So that's going to be 60 seconds, f11, ISO 64, and we're going to let that one go. So again, let's just bring this into camera. So this is just exposed now for 60 seconds. Let's bring it into camera now. And we're in camera there. So again, let's have a quick check on the back one. That's good. Let's bring it down to where the focus point actually was, which was here. Lovely and sharp, lovely soft water there. Lovely clouds. That's a really nice image there. Check my exposure. That's perfect. Absolutely spot on there. So got a nice one there. I'm very happy with that. Okay guys, we've moved down the beach just a little bit further now and we're just going to photograph and concentrate on one single end post of a groin basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you into camera. There we go, coming into camera now, and you can see what I'm looking at there now. So again, let me just check my histogram. So I'm on 30 seconds, f11, and if you're looking through here at the moment, I can either shoot it straight on or I'll do the rule of thirds and put it there. Let's just turn the display off so you can see how it's going to sit, so it's going to be there, or I can even go over this side and put it on that side. So I'll probably do all three to tell the truth. So I think what I'm going to do is put it here first. There we go. Let's find my spot for focusing, hit the focus button, check to see it's in focus. It's pin sharp there, that's lovely. Let's come back and just finish my exposure off. Check my exposure slightly on the high side. So let me bring my ISO down a touch just to there, and then we'll let that one go now. So that's the first one done. Okay, that's just come up there now, so that's a 30-second exposure, looking quite nice on the clouds. So let me have a look at them. Let's just come into camera and let you have a quick look at what I'm looking at. Okay, that's looking good there. So let's check the focus. That's lovely and sharp on there now, like it. And that's looking great there, I love it. Let's just check my exposure. And my exposure is absolutely spot on there. So I think what I may do is I'm going to then do one in the middle and one on the other side, and then I'll come back to you as soon as I've done them. Okay, so I've moved on to the beach to do a different angle of this same groin again, and so what I'll do, I've actually taken the picture already. I'm going to let you have a quick look at it and see what you think of it. So this is the picture now, just come up there. So it's not looking too bad. My focus point was on there. My groin's nice and sharp there, that's looking good. Let's come back out of there, check my exposure. My exposure is absolutely spot on. So that's pretty much it done there. I think what we're going to do now, we're going to head back up to our first groin, and I saw a jetty going in there and some railings. So I'm kind of hoping that it's now high tide. It's exactly 12:30 and it's at the water will be at its highest point now. So I'm kind of hoping that the water may have got to some of these railings, and we might get some nice little shots of the railings with the water and all that. So let's move on to the next exposure. Okay, I was walking back and I saw the sea just going through these railings, so I thought I might have a crack at that. So I'll let you have a quick look at the back of the camera, and I'll put you into camera now and see what you think of it. So we're now in camera there, so you can see where I've actually taken the picture. Railings are pinned sharp there, we've got lovely soft water. Just check my exposure. Exposure is absolutely bang on. So I think what I may do, I'm going to try and do the same shot, but I'm going to do it from just over there and come back this way. So let's have another go. I like the way that these lines go up here, so you can see there. I love the diagonal line that brings it right into the center point. The only thing is it's a bit bland down there, so if I turn it this way a bit more and then zoom in so it's not bland anymore, so that'll do. So this is my right of arc just here. There you go. I'll come back to there, that'll do, and that'll look nice there. So 60 seconds, f11, low ISO, and we'll let that one go. Okay, that's another 60-second exposure done. Let's just clip it into play, come back out of there quickly, and that's it there. That's looking quite nice. Just do my exposure check, and it's not too bad, slightly underexposed, but there's a lot of highlights in there that I want to keep as well, so that's nice. Let me zoom in there. So I love that there, but I've just spotted something in the background there, just over there, that little bit there. I've just seen a railing there, so I'm going to pop over there now. Okay, so that's that image done there now. I'll let you have a quick look. I'll bring you into camera. And there you go, it looks quite nice, does that? I quite like that picture there, nice soft tones there. Let's just check my focus, it's absolutely spot on in that area there. Let's have a quick look at the exposure. Exposure is absolutely spot on as well there, so that's looking pretty good there. So if anything, I probably would like just to move it a touch to the left, so that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to leave everything exactly as it is. So back into camera. There we go, and then I'm going to lighten it up a touch. There we go, and then I'm going to move it across to the left just a little bit there, just to give me a bit of space on those groins over there, and that's lovely there. Check my focus point again on this railing here. Got it. Let's have a look at my polarizer, bring that in, and that's good. 60 seconds, f11 on low ISO, and off she goes. Okay, so that's the 60-second exposure done there, and it looks really nice there. I love the way the groins go off there now, so let's bring you into camera and have a look at it. And it's in camera there now, so that's looking really nice there. Very happy with that there. Let's zoom into there, and again I like it up here. I love the soft water all the way to the end there. That's lovely, brilliant, excellent. Let's come back out, check my exposure. Exposure is absolutely spot on there. Okay, so I'm just passing a bit of time at the moment, and until that groin starts appearing again when the tide goes down. So I've just done this one here. I've just shot up these old posts, so I'm going to put you into camera and let you have a look at it. And there you go there. So that's looking quite nice there. Let's just check on the focus point. That's lovely and sharp on that there. Beautiful, nice soft water, love it. And then come back out there. So that's giving quite a pleasing result there. So that's on a full 120 at the moment, so but I quite like that. Right, here we are again. So this is almost like my second lap. It's now 2 o'clock, and I was here at this very spot at I think it was about 10:30. So we've been all the way down, done a few pictures, we've come back. We've now got some softer light. The light's not looking too bad, and got some nice clouds coming in, so we should get some better stuff. And looking much better now. The tide's been in, the tide's on its way out, so it's 2 o'clock, high tide was at 12:30, so we're about an hour and a half going now, so pretty much only got about half an hour and I'm done. So let's get this one done first. So first things first, I'll put you in the camera, let you have a look at it, and we're now in camera there. So first things first there, let me have a quick check. I'm going to focus halfway through, probably is about here with my little area there. Click onto that, just check in there to see if it's nice and sharp, and that looks okay to me. That's looking good there. Okay, it's going to be 60 seconds. I've just done my horizons already, as you can see. Just bring them back in again like so. I've done my graduated filter, bringing that sky in, making it really looking moody. So that looks really nice there. That's spot on. And we're on 60 seconds. Just check the polarizer. Watch the sea. and then bring it back in again just to bring that sea into there, and that's looking pretty good. So 60 seconds, f11 on low ISO, and we'll let it go. Okay, so that is the 60-second exposure done there now. So we're going to bring you into camera and then let you have a quick peek at it. I've just pressed play and we're in there now. So let's have a look at the focus point. Focus point is pin sharp going up to the back, lovely and sharp all the way through there because the thirds come back out of there. That looks really, really nice. Check my exposure. Clouds have come over, so it's got really soft now, and exposure is absolutely spot on. So I love that. So I think we're happy with that one there, and I think that is us. So thank you very much for staying with me this long, guys. It's been much appreciated. If you like what you see, please feel free to like and subscribe, and then we'll catch you on the next one. But before I go, the next one will be probably OC beach shots, which is where I'm going to be heading to tomorrow. So thanks very much. Catch you later.